Hello everyone, welcome to another series of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day practice question. Question was, Pushkar fair is the largest camel fair in the world. In which state of India it is observed? Odisha, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra? The correct answer is option B, Rajasthan. The famous cattle fair will not be held this year in the world famous Pushkar in Ajmer district of Rajasthan. This decision has been taken due to lumpy skin disease in cattle. This fair is the largest camel fair in the world, hence option B is correct. It is held every year in the month of November. About 20,000 camels come to this 7-day fair. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, consider the following statements regarding the News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority or NBDSA. 1. It is an independent body. 2. It is funded by the central government of India. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Recently, NBDSA, a self-regulatory agency set up by news and digital broadcasters, has fined the Hindi TV channel News 18 India Rs 50,000. The NBDSA is an independent body set up by the News Broadcasters and Digital Association, that is NBDA, which serves as a representative of private television news, current affairs and digital broadcasters. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It describes itself as the collective voice of the news, current affairs and digital broadcasters in India. Funded entirely by its members, the NBDA has 26 news and current affairs broadcasters comprising 119 news and current affairs channels as its members. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option A is correct. Apart from presenting a unified front, it carries out activities to promote, protect and secure the interest, including the right of freedom of speech and expression of the news broadcasters, digital news media and other related entities. Next question is, which of the following is not correct about the President's Bodyguard or PBG? It is the oldest regiment in the Indian Army. The regiment was raised in Delhi. It was raised by the then Governor General Warren Hastings, or earlier it was known as the Governor General's Bodyguard. The correct answer is option B. The regiment was raised in Delhi. Recently, President of India honored the Indian Army's oldest regiment. The President's Bodyguard or PBG is the oldest regiment in the Indian Army, having been raised as the Governor General's Bodyguard, later the Viceroy's Bodyguard in 1773. The regiment was raised in Banaras, Varanasi by the then Governor General Warren Hastings. Hence, option B is correct. It had an initial strength of 50 hand-picked cavalry troopers from the so-called Mughal horse, which was raised by 2 local sardars in 1760 and was later augmented by another 50 horsemen. On January 27, 1950, the regiment was renamed the President's Bodyguard. It has the unique distinction of being the only military unit of the Indian Army that is privileged to carry the President's silver trumpet and trumpet banner. Next question is, recently the term DMH11 was in the news. It is howitzer, exoplanet, gene editing tool or hybrid mustard. The correct answer is option D, hybrid mustard. Recently, the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee recommended the environmental release of the transgenic hybrid mustard DMH11 for seed production. Hybridization involves crossing 2 genetically dissimilar plant varieties that can even be from the same species. By genetic modification or GM, scientists at Delhi University's Center for Genetic Manipulation of Crop Plants or CGMCP have developed the hybrid mustard DMH11 containing 2 alien genes isolated from a soil bacterium called Bacillus amylolic faciens. They have developed the Barnes Bastard GM technology to create a viable hybridization system in mustard. This system was used to develop DMH11 by crossing a popular Indian mustard variety Varuna, the Barnes line, with an East European early HERA2 mutant, that is Barstar. Hence, option D is correct. Next question is, the exercise Lion King is associated with which of the following countries? India and France, India and Japan, India and Singapore, or India and Mongolia? The correct answer is option C, India and Singapore. The Indian Navy is hosting the 29th edition of the Singapore-India Maritime Bilateral Exercise or SIMBEX from 26 to 30 October 2022 at Visakhapatnam. SIMBEX 2022 is being conducted in two phases: Harbour phase at Visakhapatnam from 26 to 27 October 2022, followed by the sea phase in Bay of Bengal from 28 to 30 October 2022. SIMBEX series of exercises began in 1994 and were initially known as Exercise Lion King. Hence, option C is correct. Next question is, with reference to the Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, consider the following statements. 1. It has been an autonomous institution since its inception. 2. It works under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Recently, Indian scientists have developed an overhauser, that is OVH magnetometer, one of the most accurate magnetometers extensively used by all magnetic observatories around the world, making way for reducing the cost of sampling and sensing experiments essential for geomagnetic sampling. In order to reduce dependence on imports, the Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, an autonomous research institution under Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, has developed the magnetometer as part of its technology development program. Hence, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Therefore, option C is correct. The institute also supports a World Data Center for Geomagnetism, which is the only international center for geomagnetic data in South Asia. OVH magnetometers are known for their higher accuracy, higher sensitivity, and efficient power consumption, and hence find applications in all magnetic observatories worldwide as well as in international space programs. It has so far been imported for such purposes in India. Next question is, the Central Board of Direct Taxes or CBDT is a statutory authority functioning under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963, Central Board of Revenue Act 1964, Central Board of Revenue Act 1965, or Central Board of Revenue Act 1966. The correct answer is option A, Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. Recently, CBDT extends due date for filing of TDS statement in Form 26Q for the second quarter of financial year 2022-23. The Central Board of Direct Taxes is a statutory authority functioning under the Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. Hence, option A is correct. The officials of the board in their ex officio capacity also functions as a division of the ministry dealing with matters relating to levy and collection of direct taxes. The Central Board of Revenue, as the apex body of the department charged with the administration of taxes, came into existence as a result of the Central Board of Revenue Act 1924. Initially, the board was in charge of both direct and indirect taxes. Board was split up into two, namely the Central Board of Direct Taxes and Central Board of Excise and Customs, with effect from 1st January 1964. It consists of a chairman and 6 members. Next question is, in the context of Indian defense capabilities, Deesa airbase was in the news. It is located in which of the following states? Sikkim, Punjab, Gujarat, or Uttarakhand? The correct answer is option C, Gujarat. Recently, Prime Minister of India laid the foundation stone for Indian Air Force or AIF's new airbase at Deesa in Banaskantha district of Gujarat. Hence, option C is correct. The Deesa airbase will be the firewall between enemy aircraft taking off from Mirpur Khas, Hyderabad, Shahbaz F-16 airbase in 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 in Pakistan with Gujarat's more than $1 trillion industrial complex in and around Ahmedabad, Bhavnagar and Vadodara as target to economically hit India in the worst case scenario. Deesa will also make Pakistani cities of Hyderabad, Karachi and Sukkur vulnerable with its deep penetration strike aircraft. Next question is, in the context of Indian art and culture, the term dokra is referred to folk music, lost wax casting technique, martial art, or literature. The correct answer is option B, lost wax casting technique. Dokra Damar tribes are the main traditional metalsmiths in West Bengal and Odisha whose technique of lost wax casting is named after them. Dokra art, also called Dhokra, named after Dhokra's tribe, a nomadic group that extends from Jharkhand to the southern state of West Bengal and the eastern state of Odisha. They can be traced back to a few hundred years ago when they traveled extensively, going as far as Kerala and Rajasthan. Dokra is a non-ferrous metal casting using the lost wax casting technique. This sort of metal casting has been used in India for over 4,000 years and is still used. One of the earliest known lost wax artifacts is the dancing girl of Mohenjo-daro. Hence, option B is correct. Next question is, Kud Dance is related to which of the following states or UTs? Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Sikkim, or Arunachal Pradesh? The correct answer is option A, Jammu and Kashmir. Performed by both young and the old with equal enthusiasm, Kud is the main attraction in one of the Thanksgiving rituals of Jammu and Kashmir. Hence, option A is correct. Farmers from different villages join hands and perform to thank the local deities. Instruments like drums, narsingha, a conch-like instrument, and flutes are used. Kud is usually performed during night in rainy season and involves 20 to 30 dancers. Last question is, the International Energy Agency or IEA works under United Nations General Assembly, Organization for Economic Development and Cooperation, World Economic Forum, or Arctic Council. The correct answer is option B, Organization for Economic Development and Cooperation. The IEA said recently it believes global emissions will peak in 2025 as surging energy prices due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine propel investment in renewables. The IEA was established in 1974 in the wake of the 1973-1974 oil crisis to help its members respond to major oil supply disruptions, a role it continues to fulfill today. It is an international energy forum comprised of 29 members. It works under the Organization for Economic Development and Cooperation. Hence, option B is correct. The IEA's energy analysis, international data collection, and coordinated collective emergency response capabilities are unique and highly regarded. It is based in Paris, France. Now it's time for the practice question. Which of the following best describes the Pokkali? Tribal group, marine life conservation, coral reef group, or variety of rice? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.